Good morning. Hello. Thank you again for chiming in. Give me a second. Let me get my Instagram. You know how I do. I'm a little slow with it, but let me get my Instagram together. And Instagram is connected. So I want to say, welcome back to another G Spot experience with your girl, Germaine. And let's talk about today's brew. How much do you have to lose? I'm gonna give it a second because what I started doing was putting out before the live just to give people a notice um, that we'll be going live. I sent out a few of my reminders. So people are chiming in. Hello on Instagram. I am the poet therapist. Thank you for joining in. So today our live is going to be about the coffee brew of the day is going to be how much do you have to lose? So make sure you know how we do. You got something to drink. Either it's your coffee, your tea. I'm drinking water today. I needed a sip. Drinking water today along with maybe you have a smoothie. I was trying to get to my kitchen to get my smoothie in time, but I didn't. So the water will be just fine. But as people are chiming in, I want to get into this. Don't want to hold you long, but I do want to talk about how much do you have to lose? Now, that question may hit you in different ways. I'm not sure, but I'm going to break it down, just from my topic and what was on my heart to share with you today. So, you know how we do. We take a pause and we pour in a purpose. So here we are. Let's see who else is joining in. Hey, Dr. Tenaria, good morning for joining in. And before we get into it, if I can say really quickly, I just want to pull it up because we have good news. I know I had Dr. Tenaria Drummond Smith talking about her new anthology cookbook, putting it down in the kitchen that's come to market. And guess what? Everybody can celebrate us because I said us because I'm in that book as well. But we did hit Amazon bestseller list and become a bestseller over the weekend. So that is amazing news. Make sure, let me just pull up the cover real quick. So that is amazing news. So make sure you go pick your copy up. We are running a special right now up until June 16th. So please make sure you go get this beautifully crafted, delicious book. And it's delicious because of all the recipes that's in it. So make sure you pick up your copy, okay? Thank you so much for all your support in making this book go as a Amazon bestseller. So, okay, let me get back into my message, but I did want to share that news. And once again, Tenaria, I want to congratulate you on another bestseller. Keep doing the good work, keep bringing these books to market and making it available for other authors to be a part of your awesome Woman on the Move journey. So, thank you again. And to God be the glory. That's her words. That's what she says. And yes, to God be the glory. All right, now let me get into this message because I don't have much time. I have to I have a meeting at 12. But how much do you have to lose? So let's look at this. Before you play yourself small, before you dim your light, before you talk yourself off, out of a big deal, let me ask you a question. How much destiny do you have to lose? How much destiny do you have to lose? So I want you to think about those things I just said before end it out of fear or whatever, the fear of failing, the fear of success, whatever it may be. Ask yourself, how much destiny do you have to lose? Are you someone that often measures risk by what you might fail at? I want this stuff to really marinate and sit with you because let me tell you, I'm going to throw in my own personal, I always have to add my own mix in the brew because I can't tell your story like you can, but I can only share my story and my experiences, right? So let me share something that just a conversation that just happened yesterday as me and my husband took a ride out of state, right? So we were talking about all the great things that's going on with HOV Publishing, my publishing company, all the new initiatives that I'm bringing to market, for my authors to benefit, for the community to really be able to enjoy the stories of those that are putting their stories out there. And so as we were talking, and my husband is my biggest fan, right? And he always wants to see the best. He wants the best for me. But I always say, please let me explain to you my vision, because he has an analytic mind. So his mind is always breaking things down, dissecting things, That's, I mean, he was an analyst in the financial market, so Wall Street. So he's always dissecting and breaking things down to that point. So we have this conversation and we're talking about Hope of Vision publishing and the vision and what new initiatives we have coming forth. And so as we're talking, he always has the answers for my vision, right? Go figure. But I love him anyway. So I had to just take a moment and say, babe, can you let me tell you what my vision is? Now, what's interesting is when people know you and they've been a part of your life for a long time, they always, I always say, they always think they know you. But you have to remember, people evolve. So where I was even yesterday, I may not be in the same place today. Okay. And so people have to remember, you can't always speak to yesterday because you may be in a different season of your life. And things can happen rapidly, quickly, or they may take a little longer to simmer and brew. But I had to just remind him, I understand that he was speaking from a place regarding me about when I did deal with fear, the fear of success, the fear of failure. And so he went back into one of those old places to bring this in my present day. And I had to just stop him and say, babe, no, that's not where I am. What I'm talking about right now with all the initiatives that I'm super excited about, I'm not in a place of fear anymore. Fear failing. I'm not, because I so trust what God is up to right now. And I know it is all Him. And so I had to really break it down to my husband. And when we finished the conversation, I just sat there. I had to turn off what we were listening to. And I said, listen, we need to talk because I'm not feeling balanced right now. And because I did not want to leave things with him as if it was good or not. It didn't feel good the way things were left. And so just for clarity, I said, we gotta talk, because I don't want to feel like I'm not in alignment after that conversation. And I want you to be clear that right now in this phase of my life and what's happening in my business, which I call my God-given assignment, I just want to be clear that fear has no place in where we are at this present day. If I look back a few, yesterday, as a time period, fear was a big problem. But today, fear has no place in the direction that we're going in. I am so trusting God with great expectations, and I know God is up to some big things. And so, right now, where I'm at, it's not about fear, but I want to make sure that I'm equipped. I'm equipped for where God has taken me. And what does that mean? That means for me, I am identifying the right people to be a part of this journey. Because, like I said, and I am so serious and clear about it, it is an assignment that I have been on the past 17 years with bringing people's story to life in the marketplace. And I don't really like using the word marketplace because it's people's stories are being brought to life on a global level. That they can share their stories, that we can share the rich history of our people, and that we can really allow our culture and our generation and just we as a people to know the power that we possess. So I am clear on my assignment to bring people's stories to life in this day and time. And so after speaking to my husband and really getting off my chest my convictions and how I felt, peace started settling in and we were good. I mean, we were good even before that, but we were good to be able to have that communication and be able to talk things through. And so, and I say all that because it ties in how much do you have to lose? And so I don't have a, you know what? I don't have a lot to lose. Well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I have a lot to lose, okay? Because there's a big mandate and assignment on my life. And um I treat people's stories, their intimate stories, as children. I always tell them you're pregnant with your book. You're pregnant with purpose. You're pregnant with that next story. Now, where God chooses to take your story, you know, He'll allow us to see that. So don't ever get discouraged if you don't see what you need to see immediately, because a story will outlast a lot of us once it's created and once it's put out there. I mean, think about it. Think about the stories right now when you pick up books from way back in the day, that talks about our history, um, that's educating us in areas that we need to go. So think about your story, the impact your story could have. And I definitely want to make sure, and I don't know why I'm in this direction of telling about authorship stories and all that, is just flowing. So I'm going to let it flow, right? But I also want you to know that um, you never know how God may use that story. All right. And so I'll talk at a later date about the new initiatives. I'm just pulling them all together, the information, so I can share it and get it out there with you. But when I say I'm excited about it, I'm really excited about what God is doing, the direction He wants to go in with Hope of Vision Publishing and building a community. And let's get back into it. How much do you have to lose? So let me break this down real quick. Um, like I said, ask yourself the question, um, how much destiny do you have to lose? And are you someone that often measure risk by what you may fail at? But what if you measured it by what we might miss? Okay. The book you keep delaying. And I have stories about that. When people are referred to me and they talk about their books and their stories, what's interesting is some people have been pregnant with their stories for 10 years, 7 years, 5 years. So stop delaying. Sometimes you just need to find the right partner to help you birth that baby. That's it. Birth that baby out, right? And so that's how I got the name midwife, helping to birth one's vision through their stories. So, but once again, the book you keep delaying, that's someone's breakthrough. Think about it. So I want you to start looking at yourself differently in your story. You may not think it's powerful and you may not think people want to hear it, but you don't know who's going to get their breakthrough through your story. I have another one for you. The vision you keep sitting on, that's someone's answer to prayer. So share it. Talk about the people perish without a vision, you know? Share the vision, talk about it, and let it become an answer to someone's prayer. And the gift you're hiding, that's the very thing that could unlock your next level. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Okay. So, you ever heard the saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take? Start shooting, start shooting, start shooting. And so, Tenaria, I see you. I'm just getting started because if you do so much more than writing books. However, it is one of my assignments. Amen. And 10 years. You've been with my company over 10 years, and this is your 10th book that we just released last week that's become another Amazon bestseller. So, see what God will do? If you are in the line of your destiny, if you are in line with your purpose, it'll just blossom and grow. So, hey, Gerard, it is coffee break time. Thank you for joining in. And also, I have Jean Gabby Esteem. Now, I may be saying that totally wrong, but I want to say hi to you as well. All right. And so, just coming to a close and wrapping this up, and I hope this is really resonating with you. So, I want to say, hey, what's up, Gerard? I want to say this coffee break is a wake up call to stop playing it safe. Fear will make you settle, but faith will stretch you. It will remind you that your comfort zone and your calling rarely live at the same address. I want to say that one more time because that was good for me. Fear will make you settle. Absolutely. Fear will freeze you in time. It will hold you. It will rob you of your destiny, your purpose, your gifts. Fear, fear. It's so, but faith, and that's how I try to operate the things that I cannot see, right? But faith will stretch you. So let me remind you that your comfort zone and your calling rarely live at the same address. So let me ask you again, how much do you have to lose by staying silent, staying still, and staying small? You were not created to blend in. You were not created to build, to lead. You were created to build, to lead, to disrupt, and to shine. Yes, to shine. And yes, there will be risk. There always is. But the greater risk is not in not trying at all. So, once again, ask yourself, how much do you have to lose? And so I just want you to do like we do. We sip slow, we stand tall, and we choose boldness over fear. Your future is waiting for your yes. So say yes today. Today, say yes to your future. Okay. So, once again, thank you for chiming in to the G Spot experience with your girl, Germaine. And you have it. Today's brew was about how much do you have to lose? So, make sure you check back in with us tomorrow and Wednesday. Just so you know, on Wednesdays, I will be starting back up my Hope of Vision Connect podcast. And the first one is coming for this season this Wednesday, and it's going to be with my author. And I'm just going to give you some information real quick so you can chime in on any podcast platform. And that one is going to be on with Reverend Dennis L. Marshall, his 3P series. We had a phenomenal conversation. And you know what? He's created this series. And Gerard, look, on with us today is the amazing cover design creator. Yes, that's Gerard Harmon. Thank you so much for your presence. But we will be talking about the 3P series. If you have young people, passion, pursuit, and purpose. And I have to be honest, it's not just young people that need to really tap into these three areas. So, once again, make sure you check out the Hope of Vision Connect podcast. You can get it live on, well, not live, you can get it on Amazon, not you can get it on YouTube, you can get it on Spotify, you can get it on podcast platforms everywhere, okay? So, yes, every Wednesday we will be talking to authors in studio about their visions, their books, their creations, and we are so excited about bringing that information to you. So, once again, if you're someone that have a story and you just don't know how to find the right partner, we're here. You can visit us on our website, I'll just put that up really quickly for you. And well, I thought I had it really quickly, but here, I'll just put that up really quickly for you to see where you can visit us at. And it's also in the description. So if you're looking for a publisher partner, don't hesitate. I don't bite. Come in, let's talk about it, and let's see how to bring your book also to the world on a global platform. So let me just, did I put that up? There it is. All right. So once again, thank you for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, God willing. I will be back and hopefully between the hours of 10 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was just running a little late today. Had to get some things off my plate. Okay. But I will see you tomorrow and have a wonderful day and say yes to your destiny today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.